December 13th through the 29th. The Sierra Vista Community Theater is going all Christmas chaos. Welcome back to another episode of Checking In with Jeff Davenport, brought to you by SSVEC, Sulphur Springs Valley Electric Cooperative, serving our community. I said I want to hold this poster because it's got the name of my friend, Suzanne Lusk, on this poster because she is the director of Christmas Chaos, and we are checking in here at the Sierra Vista Community Theater because the show opens tomorrow. And right here in the mall at Sierra Vista, you can get your tickets. You can be a part of the fun. I'm going to put this down right over here, and we'll come back to it. But if you've never been to the Sierra Vista Community Theater, this is one of the most amazing places where you will see quality entertainment that is for the community, by the community. And Christmas Chaos is the name of the game that is starting up. Susie, good to see you.
Good to see you too.
Oh my gosh. Hey, let's have a seat here. Now, the first thing that I said when I walked in was I looked at the stage and I go, Susie, this thing opens tomorrow on Friday the 13th. Is there some bad juju going on, or
no, not
is
at all.
this the set because it's Christmas Chaos?
That's everything. That's all there is. And you have to come to see the show to understand why. And yeah, we are ready to go. We are firing on all cylinders. It's going to be a great show.
Now, this show has been in the works for over a year, right?
Yes.
I mean, I remember being a part of the director's casting for this year,
Yes.
for this coming season,
Mm-hmm.
and you were pitching this over a year ago. What's it like to have it finally come to fruition and be ready to roll starting tomorrow night at the Sierra Vista Community Theater?
It's a great relief. It's been a lot of work, a lot of patience. I had to go through auditions, you go through the rehearsal process, you go through all your prep work with your designers for all of the different elements. And so it's been a lot, and I'm ready to just have it open and up and running.
So, how large is the cast for Christmas?
16.
Okay, that's a good size. That's a lot of folks.
Pretty good amount of people.
Yeah, and having this particular play for those or this show, this production, where did Christmas Chaos originate? Where did it come from?
Honestly, I'm not sure. Dave Dahl, our artistic director, I believe, is who brought us the show.
Okay, he was the one who found it.
And then,
yes. But when you saw it or read the script, what was it that drew you to it, to want to be a part of it, to be the director?
It's just, the last 3 years I've directed, I've done murder mysteries. I've been calling myself the murder queen. everything I directed had a death in it. And so this is it's so fun, it's so upbeat, it's zany and crazy, and just a good time for absolutely anybody. And I just really loved it. It had a lot of charm.
And having that in a Christmas style production, there's something about the holidays that you might have noticed that when there's a little bit of extra hustle, a little bit of extra bustle, just days go by quickly, and frustrations are more easy to come by. And that is kind of the point of this production as well, or what is the chaos of Christmas? If you could just give us the elevator pitch of this particular production.
Sure. The premise of this show is that the Royal Shakespeare Company is supposed to come to a little theater, not unlike ours, and perform a Christmas carol. Only they wind up in the wrong state with all of the costumes and props and sets. So the people based in this little theater have 6 hours to come up with a Christmas carol out of thin air. And everything that could possibly go wrong does over the course of the show.
And I'm sure no one can relate to that, with everything going wrong, possibly. And having the, that's where the chaos ensues.
Yes.
Being that you've done this many times, I mean, how many shows have you been a part of or directed?
This is my 4th time directing.
Okay.
I also was in Rocky Horror Show, and I've been stage crew for 3 or 4 others. Yeah. So I've done a few shows here.
No, I mean you're one of the top go-to cast members here when it comes to being a part of these productions. Are there things that you learn along the way that maybe would add a different perspective to how you view going through the process of the auditions, making sure you find the right actors for the right parts, and then how it all comes together in your mind versus like earlier on in your career here at the Sierra Vista Community Theater. What have you learned along the way that has made maybe this particular production seen differently through your eyes?
Well, of course, I've grown with every production that I've been a part of, and learned a lot. It changed how I audition people with this show. I changed, everything is always new for me. It's always fresh.
Speaking of fresh, we'll get to that in just a second, but you're watching Checking In with Jeff Davenport, brought to you by SSVEC, Sulphur Springs Valley Electric Cooperative, serving our community. Christmas Chaos starts tomorrow, Friday the 13th. How many new actors, speaking of fresh, how many new actors are in this cast, like maybe first-time actors? Usually we end up getting to talk to a bunch of people. We're just talking to you this time, so you get to answer all these fun questions.
Yes.
Are there a bunch of returning faces that a lot of people who are familiar with the Sierra Vista Community Theater would recognize, or are there some new ones mixed in as well?
There's the three of the main characters are veterans that have been seen on main stage a few times. Two of the characters are actually our light and sound techs.
Oh.
The booth will be lit, and they do have lines.
They're a part of the show.
They're
a part of the chaos.
part of the show. They're part of the chaos, and they create a little chaos. But then I've got, so I mean that's 5. I've got a few people that have been like in the one act project that we do here,
Yep.
or have been ensemble for say Adams.
Sure.
But I've got a lot of fresh faces in this one. It's really exciting. I've got a very young cast.
Oh, okay.
For most of the show.
Great.
Quite a few of them are in their earlier mid-20s, newer to the theater. It's really exciting and see them grow and be the next generation for our theater. So, but
that's super exciting thinking about that aspect of it, because in a transient community like Sierra Vista, people come and sadly people go. Their job calls them away. Just like Matthew Perry just recently, finished out his time here and then moved to Texas. I'm sure he'll be watching this. Shout out to Matthew. So finding those new faces and finding those people who have the opportunity. What would you say to someone who's maybe watching this video going, gosh, I've always wanted to try the theater, but I'm not sure about it. What would you say to someone to encourage them to come and try to audition, or what path would you encourage them to go down?
First, I would say come and see a show and see how we do things.
December 13th through the 29th.
See something, see how we operate. Come down one evening or on a weekend that we're open and ask somebody. We'll be happy to give you a tour so you can see the operation more fully. We have a tech program that we've been building. If you're interested in tech work, you can come to the tech meeting is at noon the last Saturday of every month. And
that's a great point, because thinking about it's not just about actors on stage. I mean, because there are so many different aspects to everything that makes this place run. Lights, sound, backstage crew, everything. It takes the entire village to make a production come together.
Yeah, I mean, we've got artists, we've got a marketing department, public relations department, finance, box office. There's a lot of ways to be involved in the theater. So, and I would also watch our Facebook page for news of coming up auditions, because we're doing some great stuff next year.
Yeah, I know. Are you on the docket to direct again next year? Is that happening?
No,
really?
I am not directing next year.
Okay. So what does that mean that you're going to be doing here over the coming 365 days once Christmas Chaos, December 13th through the 29th, has wrapped?
I'm producing 2 shows.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I'm producing Much Ado About Nothing. Which is,
you're going to be so great. I mean, that's...
Well, it's being directed by Dave Dahl, so he doesn't need a whole lot of guidance.
Still.
He's our artistic director, and he's kind of a master class to be around him.
Yeah. He's forgotten more about theater than I will ever know.
Yes.
So, I mean, he's one of those
Me
kind
too.
of guys.
And I'm also producing The Producers with Jeremy Heiser directing. Yes.
Next year is going to be so much fun. Oh
so
my goodness. Mm-hmm. But this time, for the next couple weeks, It's all about Christmas chaos.
Yes.
I know you got to get all the seats set up here and getting ready, because I imagine there's going to be seats. I mean, there's no
Yes.
seats in here right now. Is that going to be part of the chaos where people have to stand while they're watching?
No.
Okay, I'm just making sure. I just
No,
want to make sure.
we've got the chairs all picked up so we can sweep and mop the floor and
Take
make
one
sure
last
the floor.
cleaning,
Yeah.
get one last cleaning going, because the 13th through the 29th, you can see all the information about the Sierra Vista Community Theater, their Facebook page, of course, follow them on Instagram, and stay tuned to what they're doing here, because this is a special place in our community. Because when you come in, I was here for Adam's family, and you realize the level of talent that is in our community is something that's incredible to see
It really
on the
is.
stage. And for some reason, it's like the stage looks so small, but when you're here for Adam's family, it looked massive. I don't know, just the lighting and the way that you're able to use the space. Is that all part of the directing and having the positions of everybody as well?
Yeah, we rely heavily on our design team to bring us, a good stage setup, a good plot, and the lights. The way you can manipulate the lights really does do a lot. And then, it just depends on the director's vision for each individual show.
Well, and this is the show that this director has an amazing vision for, and I promise you, it's been over a year in the making, and she has wanted to do this for over a year. It is finally here. It is finally time to see director Susie Lusk. Well, I mean, not see you won't be seen. You'll be busy, getting everything ready. But do you think the cast is ready to go for tomorrow night? Is opening weekend? They're gonna break a leg. They're gonna break multiple legs.
We've got some newcomers that are just phenomenal. And we've also got returning as our Scrooge, David Morgan, who last year played Scrooge in the actual Christmas Carol.
How ironic is that last
Yes.
year, by the way, in last year's Christmas Carol, easily one of the best productions that I've ever seen in any theater. The way it was done was just brilliant, but you feel that way anytime you come here.
Mm-hmm.
There's something fun about it. There's just a great sense of family, a sense of camaraderie that you see and that you feel that you're a part of here at the Sierra Vista Community Theater. So that's pretty cool, kind of having come full circle, 365 days, full circle. Here at the Sierra Vista Community Theater, it will be time for a little Christmas chaos. You can escape the chaos of your own Christmas and everything that's going on there by coming to see Christmas Chaos at the Sierra Vista Community Theater. Check them out online to make sure you get your reservations in for the shows, because again, I guess the interesting part is with Christmas being on a Wednesday, you wouldn't normally have a show on Wednesday anyway,
No.
so you just have it that weekend. So you can come before Christmas weekend, obviously this coming weekend, the next weekend, and then all the way through the 29th. This is going to be the place to be for family. If you have family coming into town, oh my goodness, could you imagine bringing your family and saying, boy, we got a Christmas treat for you.
This is good for all ages. You can bring your kids, you can bring your grandmother, you can bring your best friend. It's a really wonderful story that everybody will get something out of.
And you can be a part of the fun at Christmas Chaos, happening starting tomorrow night, Friday the 13th, all the way through December 29th. Thank you so much for letting us check in with you, Susie. It's great to see you, and thank you for watching this episode of Checking In with Jeff Davenport, brought to you by SSVEC, Sulphur Springs Valley Electric Cooperative, serving our community. Christmas, this whole season, the holiday season, is a chaotic time, but you don't have to have all the chaos happen. You can watch it happen. You can buy your tickets now and watch the chaos ensue, from the lighting booth to everybody on stage, and it's going to be a heck of a lot of fun. I know it will be, and I know that you and your family have a great time. Again, please do us a favor, share this video around. If you're watching it after the fact, like it, tag your friends that you want to go to see Christmas Chaos with, and if you're just joining us, make sure you watch the very beginning where I'm holding this massive poster. It's hilarious. So check that out, and thank you guys so much for watching. Have a great Christmas season, holiday season, and we'll check in with you again later on.